You were told the system rewards effort. Work hard, stay consistent, follow the rules, and eventually, you will succeed. But if that were true, why do so many people work their entire lives without ever feeling free? Why do they retire exhausted instead of fulfilled? Why does the finish line keep moving? Because the system doesn't actually reward success. It rewards participation, showing up, staying busy, following the rhythm. Participation keeps the machine stable. Success, on the other hand, often disrupts it. Think about how the system is designed. Schedules, deadlines, performance reviews, endless metrics. Everything measures activity. Very little measures independence. Nothing measures whether your life is actually yours. A person who questions the system becomes difficult. A person who follows it becomes reliable. And reliability is what large systems value most. Not creativity, not autonomy, not depth of thought. Predictability, the ability to be counted on, to show up tomorrow, exactly as you showed up today. That is the highest virtue the system recognizes. And slowly, almost invisibly, you begin to optimize for that. Not for freedom, not for meaning, for predictability. Because predictability is safe. And safety feels like progress. But it isn't. It's the comfortable illusion of movement. While standing still, the people history remembers rarely optimized for participation. They optimized for thinking. Isaac Newton didn't discover gravity inside a meeting. He discovered it during isolation. Universities had closed during the plague. The world slowed down. And in that quiet space, he rewrote physics. Not because he worked harder than everyone else, but because, for a rare moment, the noise stopped, and his mind could finally move in one direction, without interruption. Charles Darwin walked the same gravel path, in his garden every day, thinking, alone, not distracted, not available, not responding to anything, just thinking. He called it his thinking path. He solved problems there that no amount of correspondence could solve. Einstein played violin between equations, not to relax, to reset his mind. He understood that creativity doesn't arrive on demand. It arrives in the margins, in the in-between spaces that most people fill with noise. Nikola Tesla never married, not because he lacked affection, but because he understood, perhaps more clearly than most, that the mind needs silence, the way the body needs sleep. Deprive it long enough, and everything breaks down. The mighty dead protected something most people give away freely. Pension. Not money, not time. Pension. Because attention is the raw material of every great idea, every lasting decision, every life that moved in a direction someone actually chose. And the modern world was not designed to protect it. It was designed to consume it. Now look at a normal day. Notifications, emails, messages, updates, micro decisions stacked endlessly, each one small, each one harmless, until you realize something strange. Your mind is always reacting, but rarely creating. You are busy all day, yet nothing truly moves forward. You answered everything. You responded to everyone. You stayed on top of every thread. And at the end of the day, what did you build? Not what did you complete? What did you build? That question is harder to answer, because the system doesn't ask it. The system only asks whether you responded, whether you showed up, whether you stayed busy. The mighty dead understood a simple principle. Power begins with attention. Protect it. Limit noise. Reduce unnecessary decisions. Create spaces where your mind is not reacting to anything, not checking, not answering, not performing, just thinking. Because thinking is not a passive act. It is the most active thing a mind can do. And it requires something the system will never provide. Silence. Uninterrupted time. With your own thoughts. Silence is not laziness. It is not absence. It is not wasted time. It is where thinking begins. And thinking is where independence starts. Not in motivation, Not in productivity hacks. Not in waking up at 5 in the morning. In the quality of your thought, which requires silence, which requires protection, which requires deliberate choice. The system does not need you to succeed. Let that settle for a moment. The system does not need you to succeed. It only needs you to participate, to show up, to stay busy, to keep the rhythm. The successful person who exits the system creates a vacancy. A busy person who stays creates stability. The system prefers stability, boys. But every once in a while, someone steps outside that rhythm. They stop optimizing for approval. They stop measuring themselves by activity. They stop confusing movement with progress. They stop participating, and they start building. Slowly, quietly, without announcing it, without asking permission. They protect their attention fiercely. They choose their inputs deliberately. They think longer thoughts, in quieter spaces. And over time, something accumulates. Not tasks completed, not hours logged, but clarity, direction, the slow, irreversible momentum of a mind that knows where it is going. The question is simple. Are you participating, or are you building? Are you filling your days with the system's rhythm, or carving out quietly and deliberately a rhythm that is yours? Because both feel like work, both feel like effort, but only one of them leads somewhere you actually want to go. The system will always have room for one more participant. The question is whether you want that room, or whether you are ready to build your own. The choice has always been yours. It still is.